Fans cheer, they boo, they chant. But sometimes one crosses the line, and that's when things get ugly. From Octagon invaders getting launched by security, to fighters punching hecklers, to one guy who ended up facing felony charges. Here are 10 fans who messed with UFC fighters and paid the price. Trust me, you do not want to be number 1. Number 10, Raul Rosas Jr. accidentally smacks a fan. At UFC 317 weigh-ins, teenage prodigy Raul Rosas Jr. was showing off combos for the crowd. Everything was fine until a fan leaned in too close with a phone. Rosas fired off a lightning-fast combo and bam! Clipped the fan's head. Glasses went flying like something out of a sitcom. Slow motion made it look like he knocked the poor guy out. Social media roasted it instantly. One Redditor joked, "Imagine bragging you got jabbed by a 19-year-old. The fan laughed it off. Rosas laughed too. But still, maybe don't stick your face next to a fighter's hands unless you want to be remembered as the guy who ate a jab for clout. Number 9. Garry confronts a fan who insulted his wife. Trash talk is part of the game. Booing, fighters are used to it. But at UFC 298, one fan crossed a line. Someone shouted something vile about Garry's wife. Garry stopped mid-walk, spun around, and charged. Security grabbed him just in time. The clip blew up instantly. Some fans said, "Family's off limits and that guy deserved it." Others said Garry should have ignored it. Either way, that heckler's lucky security moved faster than Garry's fists. Number 8. The Octagon invader who got launched. Every fight fan dreams of being inside the cage. But one guy at UFC 274 decided to actually try it. And it did not end well. As a fight wrapped up, this fan sprinted toward the Octagon. He climbed the barrier and was mid-leap when security blindsided him like an NFL linebacker. The dude went flying backwards into the concrete. The crowd went wild. The clip went viral. Headlines the next day called it one of the most brutal security tackles in UFC history. He never even touched the Octagon. He left with bruised ribs, a lifetime ban, and a permanent spot as the internet's favorite punching bag. Lesson learned, stay in your seat. The Octagon is not for you. Number 7. The UFC 289 crowd brawl in Vancouver. Sometimes the fighters aren't the only ones throwing hands. At UFC 289, the fans decided to start their own main event in the stands. Midway through the card, a massive brawl broke out. Beer flew, fists flew, people tumbled over rows of seats like bowling pins. Even a guardrail collapsed. Videos hit social media within minutes. One fan captioned it, "Dana White's new undercard looks wild." Security finally restored order, but dozens of people were kicked out before the main event even began. No fighters were touched that night, but the crowd fight had more action than some of the early prelims. Number 6, Alex Nicholson punches a fan after a knockout loss. At XFC 52, former UFC fighter Alex Nicholson got knocked out early in the first round. He was walking backstage, clearly frustrated, when a fan leaned over the barrier and taunted him. Nicholson snapped. He threw punches at the heckler, and chaos broke out. Cameras caught everything. Later, Nicholson said the fan had made a personal threat. But the internet didn't care about the explanation. The clip went everywhere. That fan got the story of a lifetime. And Nicholson got headlines for all the wrong reasons. Number 5. Strickland and the press conference rush. At the UFC 297 press conference, Strickland was doing what he does best, talking trash and entertaining the crowd. Then suddenly, a fan in the audience decided to rush the stage. Before he even got close, security tackled him mid-sprint and dragged him away. Strickland didn't flinch. He laughed, cracked a joke, and kept right on talking like nothing happened. The clip blew up everywhere. It was short, chaotic, and pure internet gold. Tension, action, and instant payoff. That fan didn't land a punch, but he definitely made a highlight reel. Number 4. Paulo Costa versus the barrier jumper. Some fighters attract chaos, and Paulo Costa is one of them. At UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi, Costa was walking backstage when a fan suddenly jumped over a barrier and charged straight at him. Security swarmed instantly, but Costa was already squared up and ready to throw hands. You can see in the video, he looked calm, confident, and 1 second away from throwing a punch. Afterward, Costa told reporters the fan had been taunting him non-stop and that he felt he needed to discipline the guy. That quote alone made headlines all over the MMA world. The fan was dragged away by security, and Costa just smiled and walked off. If you ever think about rushing a UFC fighter, maybe don't pick the guy built like a Greek statue. Number 3. Merab Dvalishvili climbs into the crowd. Sometimes the fighter doesn't wait for the fan to start trouble. He takes the fight to them. At UFC 310, Merab Dvalishvili was caught on camera climbing into the stands to confront a heckler. His teammates followed, punches started flying, and for a moment it looked like the entire section was about to erupt. Later, Merab claimed the heckler was planted by his opponent's team, possibly connected to Umar Nurmagomedov's camp. That conspiracy theory sent MMA fans into a frenzy online. Dana White had to address it publicly, and Merab's wild reputation only grew. When you're fighting both inside the cage and in the crowd, you've definitely earned your nickname as the Machine. Number 2. Arman Tsarukyan punches a fan on his walkout. UFC 300, the biggest card of the year. The lights are on, the crowd is roaring, and Arman Tsarukyan is walking to the cage. Then suddenly, a fan flips him off from the crowd. Without hesitation, Arman throws a punch back toward the stands. Right there on live television. The cameras caught everything. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere online. The Nevada Athletic Commission stepped in, suspending Tsarukyan for 9 months and fining him $25,000. Arman later said he was provoked, that security failed to protect him. But no matter the reason, that one punch became one of the most talked about walkouts in UFC history. That fan probably tells the story to everyone he meets. And Arman? He'll be telling his accountant why his next paycheck was a lot lighter. Number 1. Conor McGregor smashes a fan's phone. Miami, 2019. Conor McGregor was leaving a hotel when a fan ran up for a selfie. The fan raised his phone. Conor slapped it out of his hand, stomped on it, and walked away with it. The whole thing was caught on video, and hours later, police arrested him. He was charged with strong arm robbery and criminal mischief. Mugshots, news headlines, and court documents flooded the internet. Eventually, the case was settled and charges were dropped, but the image stuck forever. The fan lost his phone, Conor lost some dignity, and the internet gained one of the wildest UFC side stories ever. So there you have it. 10 times fans thought they could mess with UFC fighters and paid the price. From accidental jabs to felony charges, it proves one thing: crossing the line never ends well. Which moment was the craziest? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more fight stories every week. And if you ever go to a UFC event, maybe just clap politely.